What's up, everybody? We'll get started in a little bit. Can you guys hear me?
What's up, everybody? We'll get started in a little bit.
Ooh, feedback.
Can you guys hear me?
So how are you guys today? All right, let's see. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna test a few things and then we'll get started. Repping the West Coast, we won. But yeah, let me just do a quick commercial and then we will go back. Alright, let's see, take you down. Gotta just do my social media thing to get more of you guys in here. Okay, so we're gonna do 6 matches today. So pretty much, if you wanted to suggest matches, I have a form. This makes it easier for me to kind of just get the YouTube links. So I'm probably gonna go through these 6, depending on if we have time, we will get started. Okay, so the queue. So we were gonna start off with some kind of mid-lower level matches: Squid versus Koopa, Zoo versus Scar, and then we'll step it up a bit. Do Ladonis versus Shroom. Ladonis is a Sheik from NorCal who's been rising to the ranks. Gar is too, actually. And then we have S5 versus Pew Pew, Mango versus Muta King, and Armada versus Mango. Now, I really wanted to do more matches from MLG, especially Westfall's Leffen from the bracket, but MLG hasn't uploaded the matches yet, so unfortunately I can't do it. So we're going to just go ahead and get started. So the first match is, let's see. So the first match, I think Kuba Trooper sent to me today. He asked, wish I had more matches than this. Anyway, I was wondering if you could discuss a bit about keeping the lead. I kind of blew it in game 1. Also, the usual, if you notice any bad habits, I would love to hear them. Okay, so Kuchupa is a rising player. Not quite solid yet, but he's getting there. He's spending a lot of time practicing, and I think this is a good match to look at. I haven't really looked at the full thing myself, but I think sometimes it's better to not always just do the top 5. It's easier. Sometimes it's better for the wider audience to look at a player that's roughly at your skill level to see, because the game plays a little bit differently. In a lot of the neutral game, you can notice a lot more flubs, and you can kind of see yourself in these type of players. So it's a lot. So sometimes just for a learning exercise, it's not always the best to always look at the best players, but to also look at people that play your character that are roughly the same skill level as you. All right. So we'll get started. All right.
Yeah, they stretch the Yoshis, right? Because they have the puppy trick. Yeah. Well, honestly, I think all the Mario.
So, Koopa Troopas are really aggro, really more aggressive Marios. So I don't really blame this choice. At the same time, SoCal Falco's really loved this stage, and so it's an okay counter pick. And maybe this was just it's okay for a first strike, but it's stage that both characters and playstyles will probably thrive on. Falco can shine off the top of the stage, and Koopa Troopa is really aggressive, so he wants to keep his opponent contained. I'd probably think that this or Fountain of Dreams was probably like the best choices for him.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still feel like Falco's too good on you. But I don't know.
All right, so good grab here, but I don't quite understand why you ran away and you dash attacked. So the first thing you want to do is when you're following your tech chases, you don't want to space in a way that your opponent can escape. So your opponent was really able to just quickly run away. So he wisely went right, and that's because he saw you dash attack to. He saw you dash to the left, and so this is an easy option, easy escape for the Falco to just run away. So I really didn't like your dash attack there, or your dash dance there, because the Falco can easily just quickly tech roll to the right and get out of your opening. Also, I think he could have up thrown if I knew the percentages. Somebody can confirm that. Anyway.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still feel like Falco's too good on Yoshis anyway.
Yeah, I would definitely not want to go this way.
Yeah, that's like your
Mario's just seem to.
All right. So you're playing the neutral bait. Good combo there.
Up airs though. Yep. Smash is a lot. It's up airs though.
Not really having any KO powers.
Yeah. Oh wow.
All right. So a lot of the reason why top players, are as good as they are at punishing is that they position themselves for success. So, the Falco's in a tumbling animation, and he's more than likely going to land here. What you need to do is just to follow this up in the most simple way that you can just react to whatever you can do is just stand here and just wait for him to tech or land, because inevitably, he can only tech left, tech right, or do a get up attack. And so these are all options that you can react to without any risk. And it's really simple. You could throw an up air, and he's at the percentage that he can. He's at the percentage that I think an up air is really solid here, like a short up air that covers this platform. And so I don't quite understand why you committed so hard to a jump. Like you jumped before the Falco even had an opportunity to tech, and you covered nothing. So this is like a big thing that a lot of new players do. And like if you just stood underneath the platform, you could have followed up with anything on reaction. You could have probably gone up air into another aerial very, very easily. So fortunately, you were able to get the kill here, but that's one thing I want to point out. All right. So I really like your escape route here to go here. You took 0 damage and you're holding your lead. So I really like that. Go ahead. So you didn't take any damage, and Falco's going to waste his invulnerability. So props to you. Alright, really like your patience here. Now, what I know, one thing that I have to really tell you about is your close-up game is a little questionable. If Squid wasn't a scrub, I'm just kidding, Squid, I love you. He could have easily crouch canceled you there and shine. So you want to just be careful about your distances on jabs and tilt. Really good job. I really like your that you just waited in shield here. Really good job. I know your shield's short, so I most likely personally would have rolled left at this point. I mean, there's not really much you can do, but I think you made the great choice here. All right, I'm gonna go back a bit. You're playing really well, and one reoccurring thing I see is that Squid is always landing like this, right in front of you, and you wisely always go wave dash back and attack. Very good. However, just looking at the percentage here, if you can read that well, what I would really want to push you to do instead is to go grab, aim for the dash dance grab. I know the timing is a little bit strict. It's a little more strict, but the reward for getting a grab at this percent is significantly higher than a forward smash, because a forward smash is going to get you one hit and then they're going to get out. But with a grab here, especially where you're at, you can easily up throw, and if they land on the platform to the left, you can follow up, or you can get some chain grabs. So that's the one thing that's really important. You always want to be mindful of your percentage. And just really know, like, okay, like you found your read, you found your opening, like how can I make the most of this? And forward smash is good, but you know, if you're making a hard as read as you are doing there, then you should try to be going for a grab. All right. One thing I do not like here, so you got the forward smash. The moment you do here, I don't mind this coverage here because you're thinking that you're going to cover this. Not bad at all. You miss. I don't have any objections of that, but I don't understand this jump. This puts you in a very awkward position where you're not going to be able to cover anything. Instead, what you should have done to maximize this is you should have ran here, stopped, and then kept the Falco and shield with like a well-spaced jab, and then mixing like a down smash or do something else that like will keep the Falco contained without allowing the Falco to escape for free, which is I think what happens here. See, so that was another opportunity overall where you could have capitalized on Falco being forced in shield and you're right behind him. That's one of the golden positions in Smash. It's almost like a checkmate. But the fact that you let him go so easily is kind of disappointing, and I think if you're able to just kind of just stay. Can't. If you would have just stayed here, this would have been the perfect position. All right, so in this position, whenever you do a jab, I mean, this is a good rule of thumb, you always want to take note of how they DI. And so you saw Squid, I think his tendency is to try to just crotch cancel and DI hard in, so he can try to get a grab, so he can get a shine. Sorry, a crotch canceled shine. And so you want to take note of this in the future as a read, that if you're going to jab and he's going to do that, then you shouldn't be mixing in up tilts right away, or jab straight into grab if possible. All right, I think you YOLO'd here. I understand that you're going to try to trade, but the reason why you get hit here is that it's really poorly spaced. The Falco's in shield, so I understand, and he's at full shield too, so you don't want to be doing this right away. I mean, the only hope that you're getting a hit is if he lets go, but because his shield is really healthy, you're not going to clip him, and if you hit his shield, you're going to take a hit for free. All right. I like your positioning here, and I actually really like this forward smash because the percentage is good. And just like looking, so if you watch the Falco's trajectory, and if he really wants, either he's going to have to go on this platform here, or he's going to have to go down here, or there. So that was a really good forward smash, so I approve of that.
He knows forward smash. Actually, I think he read that tech. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right. All right, that was unfortunate. Really good first stock.
Oh, he actually waved on it after he took the laser.
Okay, so I noticed that your game plan here changes, and I think, although you got some trades that are very favorable, but you were playing really risky here, and I think you kind of tunnel vision, okay, I just died, I got to get a hit now, I got to try to do something, and I think if you just really stuck to your kind of like pseudo-patient, well-spaced gameplay in stock one, and if you kept it up, I don't think the Falco could have really, kept up, but I noticed that you're playing really sloppy here. I think it might be because you're like, oh, hey, I have the lead. I can afford to take risks. Squid's playing bad. And that's like the easiest way to lose a game where you're ahead is just to play this reckless and, and this like careless.
Oh, he actually waved on it after he took the laser.
So what I mean is that this forward smash is forward smash is totally YOLO. Like, unless you physically thought he was gonna run into it, like, you should not be approaching like this. Like, yeah, it's not a good idea. And if you keep doing this, like, people are gonna outspace you and punish you really hard. Okay. So now Squid's playing kind of his spacing game, and I call this the rule of lasers. That you always want to understand that if you're stationary like this, gosh dang it. That the Falco is looking for this magic distance where if he shoots a laser, pew pew, that laser will cover him and protect him as he does a narrow approach, because you'll be in stun. So he's looking for the magic distance where he can shoot a laser, and you're going to be forced to block the laser. So because you're blocking the laser, he's going to be able to stun. So you have to understand that there's like a magic distance that Falcos want, where if you shield a laser, they get a free aerial on you, or you're forced to block. And that's one thing you want to be subconscious of. And this is one of the most important things about playing Falco in the horizontal ground game, is to not give Falco that kind of spacing, because if he gets you in a laser and you're stuck, he's going to start shield pressuring you, and that's not a really good position as Mario, especially if the Falco is really good at shield pressure. So to kind of prevent that from happening, you really want to be kind of mindful of the distances and try the best of your ability not to get caught in this kind of spacing. See, you got caught there, and again, where you're forced to block, and he gets rewarded with his aerial. I don't quite understand your DI there. I don't know why you didn't DI, because it was clearly obvious that he was going to hit you, and I don't know why you DI away there, because I don't really see an attack that would have been more damaging if you DI'd in. So there's no incentive there to not DI in there, in my opinion. I mean, if he does something really fancy and gets you in a large combo, then he probably deserved it, but because you DI'd so poorly there, you're probably going to die. Alright, with the way you were spaced, this is an all or nothing, and in a sense of, if you guess correctly, you're probably going to do some damage, you may get a kill, but if you miss, you lost your golden opportunity. And what I would have preferred is if you did a jab mix-up and reacted, but because you threw out this forward smash, and because there's so much lag, the Falco will get out of this position free. And these are the type of positions that you want to cherish and hold and get kills off of.
Yeah, but Falco can just help you.
So you took damage instead, and that's unfortunate.
I think if you get hit by the down air, you're kind of in trouble.
Alright, USD there, you lost your lead. If you want to question why, that's probably a big thing. Okay. So part of the reasons why you're losing is because your opponent adapted. You haven't grabbed for a minute. You haven't grabbed for like 2 minutes straight in this match. It's 3:04. I don't remember the last time you ever grabbed in this match. And as a result, Squid adapted, and he's conscious of this. He's a thinking player. He's known that you love these forward smashes. He's got hit on the first stock several times. But you keep throwing out these forward smashes. So from his perspective, as long as you're throwing out attacks and not grabs, he has no incentive to not shield. You haven't given him a reason why he shouldn't be holding shield for a long time. And you got to throw in grabs. And it's pretty evident that if he's this willing to shield, that he doesn't respect your grab game at all. So one way you can do it, I mean, you could trim his shield. And what I'd recommend is throwing out a jab. Do a jab, or you can do a raw grab, and I think that would be appropriate here because he's been conditioned to shield you for a long time, and he's adjusted to your gameplay. Where your forward smashes would have worked earlier, he's adapted, and that's part of the reason why he's separating himself in the lead, because your neutral game isn't showing any variance to any kind of alternate scenarios. All right. I rarely like the overcommit where you're like going over the Falco, mainly because the Falco can just simply wait for you to land and they get a free mistake. What I'd really do is just go underneath and spam up air and hitboxes before the shield drop comes out. This way you keep them in a bad position. You could possibly nick them for a hit into a combo. But because you go this way, the Falco just simply has to wait until you just land and just get out for free. Good stuff, Koopa. You totally earned that kill. If you ever just feel uncomfortable in this position, like Falco has priority here, you're not going to beat that drill. Just run away. I mean, you can always just reset, but you should never challenge this drill, like especially given the position you're in. You're not going to win that with any move. You could potentially trade with an up tilt, but rather than risk taking like extra damage, you should just shield and just run away if you ever need to. And that's like one of the most important things, that if you can't challenge a position or you don't feel like you're good in that position, you just reset this position, roll out, and see if you can just reset the whole thing into like more of a favorable stage position for you. Didn't like that roll in. I think that was a mistake. Don't like the up smash.
Man, Koopa had it too. He had a little antsy here. It's like Koopa's getting a little antsy.
Once again, he's perfectly aware. And if you want to throw a mix-up and you think they're going to jump, just up air their space. But none of your forward smashes have hit in the past 2 stocks, and that's probably why one of the key reasons why you lost was because you're so adamant in throwing those forward smashes and you got nothing out of them, ranging from when you're in straight in the neutral or when you had a favorable position in the neutral game. You weren't able to capitalize because you threw out so many forward smashes that he was willing to block, and that's part of the reason why you lost this match.
Here, run out move, I think it's over. Yeah, there it is. Man, Koopa had it too. He had such a big lead. Very bad SD by both. It just chokes. I think it's just that that better player buck. It's just like the lesser player.
Alright, so, alright, we're going to move on to the next match. Alright, let me look up what the question was. Alright, so, Gar versus Zoo. So, Gar, I'm going to tell you, Zoo can be one of the most frustrating things. Zoo is probably one of the most frustrating players to play against. His pressure is super safe. So I feel like he's the type of player that will really test your fundamentals, that unless you're above a certain threshold, like he's just going to straight beat you. I mean, I'm like 0-26 against Zoo lifetime. Like, this is actually a statistic I've been tracking. Like, I'm 0-26 against Zoo over like since like 2004. So yeah, like he's really tough, but we'll take a look to see what we can do. Sorry, let me look at my Facebook real fast. Okay.
Haircut. Chris Fox and Tafo. It looks like he's opting to go Fox this evening. Hang on, no, I'm not saying Twitter. Chris Fox, Chinese man, the most Chinese Falco.
All right, so what you want to do? So Guard, just to be observant. Do you want the Fox or the Falco? Okay, so Fox versus Sheik is a tough matchup. Not gonna lie. So one thing you want to be aware of is kind of how the fox approaches. So you got the one type of foxes that will love to ground-based approach with dash attacks, with shines and dash dance like maneuvers. You got the one other fox that's like really jumpy and really loves to do the short hops. This is probably the most common fox you're really used to. And then you got the foxes that kind of just love to full hop and just like back air you and drill you. So from the beginning, like if you could take, the main thing I would like to do, unless I have notes already, is to just observe how the fox is approaching me, so that I could think of a way to just kind of figure out like what kind of defenses I need to, you know, play this. One second. I realized I forgot to change the title. Alright.
Crisp haircut. Crisp Fox and Tafo. It looks like he's opting to go.
Alright. So, sorry about these lines. So it's pretty evident that just from watching the first beginning, like Zoo's gonna be sticking to a ground-based fox. He's gonna be doing a lot of dash dances and a lot of shines in. Until you can show that you can beat that, then that's gonna be his game plan from the get-go.
Fox this evening. Hang on, no, I'm about to hit Twitter.
Last Twitter shout out should be Showdown Esports, or no, it's not Showdown Esports anymore. It's Showdown.
Okay. This is actually a Zoo secret. He specifically does this, and it's really good.
Showdown Esports. Or
Okay, so the one thing that Zoo is really good at is doing this weird DI where he lands just slightly behind you, and it's really even hard to jab reset. So in the future against Zoo, this is only specifically for Zoo at low percent. If you ever get a tech chase like this, just wave dash a little bit in front of you and turn so that you're better equipped to cover his techs or the tech chase. So he does it here.
That's not Showdown Esports anymore.
So like this is a really hard position to cover. Really awkward DI that makes it ambiguous for you to know like which side he's gonna be on.
Showdown.
And he got out, so it's unfortunate.
GG. It's at Twitter at Showdown GG. Definitely gotta thank them for putting these events on.
All right.
I looked down at my phone, I looked up, and just like that, Gar's first stop is missing.
Yeah, he went really fast, but
All right.
Gar
So
was
this.
ranked, but he was really in contention for that last.
Yeah, he
last
definitely hit some wins on ranked players last period. But the problem is Zoo is no ordinary ranked player. Zoo is.
All right. You're just getting bopped right now, and this is like just really tough to deal with.
Gar's gonna have to post some serious. But just as I say that, he hit some wins on ranked players last period. Zoo.
I mean, Gar's unranked, but he was really in contention for that last.
Yeah, he definitely
Alright.
had some wins on ranked players last period. But the problem is Zoo is no ordinary ranked player. Zoo is like.
So yeah, it just you're getting a lot of your neutral game is you're just spamming neutral or air out of shield. Because he's staying so grounded, one thing I could suggest is to throw out more F tilts and just kind of just like throw out jabs to just kind of stop him in his tracks. And if they're about like the let me look.
Zoo's beating Mewtwo. You're not gonna beat Mewtwo cheating to Gar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Gar's gonna have to post some serious.
Good stuff.
Just as I say that, he is moving.
But I mean, Gar's.
Just as I say that.
Okay, so one thing I don't like here is you know that you're clearly late here on this cover. Like by doing that back air to there, you're so dead. Like you just essentially just screwed yourself over because you know that Zoo's can shield that right away. So that was not smart to just go there because you're gonna get punished no matter what, and just only a matter of time. Even if you roll, like Zoo's gonna react to it.
He's moving.
But I mean, Gar's getting that practice in, so you can't count him out too much.
Definitely not.
He's definitely an active player.
Okay.
He goes to all the tournaments.
I would definitely say that Gar is like one of the most improved smashers from even half a year ago. I remember
Good.
I played a couple months back and I was like, this guy is, he's whatever.
You missed that,
When
unfortunately.
I play him, he will grab you and he will just zero to death. I do think, Zoo is putting on the pressure to an extent in which Gar isn't quite comfortable yet, but if Gar can start moving and start flowing, we might see those Fox stocks actually start disappearing. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, a lot of this. I mean, I have struggles with Zoo, but you're getting just kind of outmaneuvered, and you're putting yourself in. I mean, the windows, the spacing windows in which you're safe and you're not against a good player is significantly smaller. So like,
see those Fox stocks actually start disappearing. So we'll see what happens. Zoo though, man, he came over last night actually.
Let's see. Let me look back.
Zoo though, man, he came over last night actually. So we'll see what happens.
Like your spacing here, you want to at least, hit their shield.
Zoo though, man, he came over last night actually. So
Sorry.
we'll see what happens.
In this situation, like Fox is already up and you're already up here. At the very least, if you're gonna aim for a hit here, at least aim to hit their shield. Otherwise, you want to run back because this is an overcommitment, and you're like, what the heck? Well, like against newer Foxes, they're gonna shield for longer stretches of time, and like the timing windows and the spacing windows you have to beat out a worse player is going to be significantly larger than a player like Zoo. And so Zoo can see this right away coming, and because he's already in this recovery state, he can outmaneuver you. So bad position to be in. So it's kind of just being more cognizant of when you're good and when you're not in these approaches. Because a lot of the reason why you're kind of losing is you're approaching and I think you're thinking that you're good, but you're actually just like overcommitted here. And it's unusual to say that, and especially in a position like this, but that's what playing a top player is like.
Though, man, he came over last night actually. We played Fox for like 2 hours. So I think Fox is definitely like probably pretty warmed up right now. Like he's been going Fox in singles. I think more just for fun, but he's got an amazing Fox, So
you just missed the follow up here.
That's what I think is good. Most people, these two people are going the main, so good characters.
Yeah, going very good.
Going ham.
For sure. Going ham. Zoo trying to shield drop. He's not as good as it as I am. Sorry about that, Zoo. I'm just kidding.
You can't say the same
Yeah.
for Sheik though, because I play Sheik and God's of course a million times better than I am.
If you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, personally, I like back in this kind of spacing. I personally like back. There's two game plans I like to use. I like to kind of game plan one is to kind of gradually force the Fox into a corner. Or game plan 2 is to spam back, is to just kind of read his spacing and do back airs to kind of protect yourself. The reason why back air is better than fair if you want to protect yourself in spacing is because back air reaches out longer and you can throw it out earlier. So like it stuffs the Fox and protects your kind of inner spacing. But one thing I noticed in your game plan is that you're letting the Fox have full control over the match. You're just hoping that he's going to run into something. And on a stage like Dreamland, like Zoo's going to be able to pick his spots, run in, run out. And part of playing on Dreamland against Fox is not just camping and running away and playing defensive, but you also need to learn how to like push them into a corner and force them to make tough choices, which I haven't really seen you do too much of.
Yeah, by the way,
interesting grab.
Like way better than I am at shield drop.
All right.
Like one of the best shield droppers. Zoo is just not giving him any room to breathe though.
Good nair.
Oh, good, but he gets hits off.
Yeah.
The more he works on.
Gar is trying to slow the pace of the game down. Like he just went for that empty hop grab. But the problem is that stuff only works when your opponent is
All
hooked.
right. Good dash attack
Grab
there.
works because your opponent is like, I need to save my shield. Like this guy's, he's all over me. Zoo is not thinking like that at all right now. Zoo is just free flowing.
Is that his? I don't really know. I mean, I know Zoo's a good player.
All right.
I don't really know him.
So you have another opportunity you miss.
Like that fast, always going Fox.
Once, no. Only it is as soon as he thinks he's better than him. When Zoo, the moment Zoo, and it's crazy too because like when he plays someone he thinks is good, when someone he.
Okay, so a lot of this is like also like I think you're attacking too preemptively. Like you have this I think decision tree where it's like okay, like if he's in this space, I'm going to do this attack. And Zoo's decision tree is going to be more refined than yours, so he's getting you caught in these like preemptive needles, these preemptive aerials. He's just punishing you, and what you need to do is just react in smaller timing windows, because the way you're playing it, like Zoo can react to everything that you do. And so I think the best way to practice this is just to kind of just be aggressive and friendlies and just see what you can and cannot do, and what are the small openings you get in the close when you're close to a fox. Sorry, that's like really vague, but I think that's what it boiled down to. You would throw out attacks that Zoo could react to, and then you get punished. To be fair, you got a lot of grab opportunities, you got a lot of gimp opportunities, so I think, you know, if you just followed through, I think you average like about 1 to 2 tech chases per like grab, and that's not going to do it against a top player. Like every time you're going to need to kill the fox or rack up at least like 70 damage. So I think if you just, I know your tech chasing is really good, but I think if you landed your tech chases, landed your edge guards, you could have actually won this, even though this was a 2-stock. And that's just like shows how much like your tech chase and your punish game have to be on point against fox, or you're simply just gonna lose. All right. Alright, Ladonis versus, so yeah, I mean, I think you could have won. Like, if your punish game was, like, Ice or Mutant King level, like, you could have won that. Like, I think it was definitely doable, but, you know, if your punish game is not on point, you're not going to win against a fox. It's just that simple. All right, next. One sec, we're gonna go to the next match. Alright, so what happens between game 1 and game 2 is what Ladonis wonders. So, I'm probably going to be more observant over like patterns and see like how the adjustments happen. Alright. Unfortunately, I think this was so a lot of Sheik Marth is actually about just good stage position and stage control. It's not, I don't really think it's as much the close-up game as it is just positioning yourself for success. So if I were to put a precedence on like what positions you should be going for, is that if this big box in the middle is probably the #1 position you want to be in. Mainly because you have control and you take away the dash. So if you have the center stage like this and you have your opponent anywhere else, you limit the person's options. So just good stage control is the most important thing in this match, and that's what's going to win it, and especially in Sheik Marth, because if you give Marth the space to dash dance and maneuver, like they can actually dash dance and beat out Sheik's tilts and Sheik's offensive game and shut her down completely. So so you want to really control the space in the middle as much as possible. Second best would probably be the sides. And then third best would be, if you're aiming for positions, is to be on a platform. I mean, if you have to, is be on a platform. So that'd be like number 3. And top platform isn't that bad, but you don't really want to be here because both characters can act like a piranha and just get you underneath, and you're going to be stuck here, and it takes a while to actually get down against a good player. So if you want to have an order of precedence in like how you should control the stage, this is like the perfect example. Alright, so first of all, Ladonis, you should know better. Look at the percentage. Anything below 40 and that poorly spaced will get crouch canceled, and I don't get why you keep doing it. So you crouch cancels again, you get hit harder. Not a good trade. Alright. Alright, you try to compete with him here, and a Marth with the sword and the spacing he had, there's no way you're going to beat him there. You should have just shielded. If you know shield drop, you could have done that to get out, but no way, shape, or form you should have really competed there. Alright, this is beautiful spacing by Shroomed, Dwan, and the reason why is this. He can down... because in this position, Sheik doesn't have anywhere to go. If Sheik ever decides to roll into stage, Marth has it covered. But somehow Dwan flubs it. Dwan flubs it there. I think he gave up stage position. And so now, Sheik, you should be doing stuff here. Good stuff. Alright, so in this position, I don't get why you threw out the down tilt here. Everything that Shroom does, you can react to, and you shouldn't have done that, in my opinion. You get the back air? Yeah, you do. You get the back air regardless, so don't mind me. Alright. Maybe you're nervous here, but can you explain to me why you didn't just grab here? Alright, you're probably going to lose the stock when you should have gotten the kill. Alright, so... so a lot of this is just, control, like, Marth is above Sheik. And so, like, the goal here is to make sure that he takes as much damage landing or trying to get down. And you should be able to control aerials, force him to use double jumps, and bait him to use bad aerials and then just hit him. But you get hit, so... yeah. I'm going to skip forward a little bit. So what happens in game 2? Well, first of all, Yoshi is a significantly better stage for Marth because he can contain Sheik better than she can contain Marth, so that's a starter. Alright, so I want to point out something here, and this is just about the idea of control. Alright, notice how, despite the fact that you got grabbed, notice how he's not overzealous to move forward. He does not do that. Instead, he's always going to keep his distance one roll length away so that he can keep you cornered. And that's a really smart tactic by Marth. And so you're stuck in a bad position for a long time because he's good playing you right now. But he scrubs it because Dwan sucks, and he loses position here. All right, you should have gone a kill here. I don't like your pathing here at all. In a position where you were good, so I question your move choices and your space, your movement. Okay, why that nair? So you took an advantage where you were here in the golden spot of the stage, and you gave it up for nothing to the point where now you're in a shitty position and he can do whatever he wants to you, and you're going to have to maneuver these platforms again to reestablish ground control. So you essentially gave him a bunch of space. You lost cornering him, and now you're in a position where you're running for your ass. So that's why you lost the neutral game there. It all can be traced back to this moment where you decide to jump. See, so you lost 40% just because of that decision to jump there. Good grab. Alright. So a lot of this is about control. So you had control there. You have control here. And because of Martha's on a platform, like, no matter what the situation is, he's probably not going to live because she has advantage here. Like, it's really hard for Martha to deal when he doesn't have control. Alright, this is just kind of sloppy play from both of you guys. I don't know what's going on. So, I can't really say much more about this stock, but that it was really unfortunate that you got spot dodge here because that essentially made you lose control of this stock. So if you watch, you're taking a lot. But notice how Dwan, his inclination is always to control the middle of the stage. So even when he missed you, notice how he's down here and you're still up here. And that's one of the things that you can learn. That's the most important thing about the punish or the neutral game, is that even if you don't get a follow-up, at least take stage control. And that's what Dwan does here. He's still in the center. Still has control. Still has control. Very good by Dwan. Alright. This is the most questionable. I don't get why you dash attack here. First flag is 26%. Definitely could crotch cancel that. So what you could have done here instead is to go up here and corner Dwan instead of overcommitting to the dash attack. I think that would have been a much better. But now you're stuck on a platform. Notice how even when Dwan you get a hit on Dwan, he still is in the center of the stage while you're still cornered. So a lot of it is just Dwan just controlling the stage, and that's what's beating you right now. Bad forward smash by him. And if you look in contrast, like, you get a hit here, you should be taking control. That was a questionable jump. You do a little bit of damage, but you lose it. You lose it here. And now Dwan has control, and now you're stuck in the corner. Like, look at how much more Dwan's getting from taking center stage compared to how much you are. And that's like the main focus of this matchup. Alright, you have control here. Gosh dang it. Did I really just do that? Like, if you look here, like, you got your stuff stuck in the top platform, like, for nothing. And so, like now you have to go, like, okay, like, how do I get down from here, or else you're going to eat a bunch of up airs. Once again, it's Yoshi's story, so it's not the easiest thing. Good back air to get out of it. Yeah. So a lot of it is just stage control, and he kept control on his punishes, even when he didn't get the direct hit. And I think a lot of it was that you got yourself caught on platforms. Even when you took center stage, you gave it up too easily and lost control. I mean, I think that's what it boiled down to. All right, let's see. I'm gonna take a short break right now. I'm gonna get a little drink, so I'll be right back. What changes between the games? I mean, I think Dewan got kind of shaked game 1, but game 2, like, it's Yoshi's, and like Ladonis got himself caught on platforms. He got himself caught on corners, his back against the corner, like, quite frequently, and went for stuff in the neutral that just got him hit for free. So I think those are the main things. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, what does Zach do that makes him so much better? Alright. Alright, so this tournament set is from the next episode. Spoilers, I think Zach wins. I haven't really... So this is Zach versus PPU. The question is, what does Zach do game 3? And I'm guessing Zach won. Once again, I mean, when you have two top level, the better the players are, the more control they're gonna have in neutral once they get an opening. And with these two, like, they're both very solid players, top 15, top 20. So whenever they have control, they're gonna take it to town, and that's as a result. Like, these matches are gonna be high variance. Like, some of these matches are gonna be like, oh, this guy, like, PPU whoop SPED, or SPED whoop PPU on just a very few openings. So, like, when you have two terrible players playing, like the amount of neutral games you're gonna have to win the match is probably gonna be like 50 or 60. But as you get better, like the number of neutral games you have to win to take the match is like 5 or 6. So bad aerial by PPU, and he gets punished with the kill. All that from, if you look, that all came from just one neutral air. So would you really think that a neutral air, that a forward air here would get you killed? Well, that's what kind of led to it. Gets grabbed, gets caught off stage, and he's gonna die. All from a bad fair. Like, it's crazy. So a lot of this is that Pew wasn't. So this is sometimes what Fox does. Like, if you notice from like the beginning of this drill, like Pew is never able to establish any ground. I mean, that's like kind of like the beauty of Yoshi's, even as a Fox, that you can really you know, beat the hell out of Marth and not allow him to establish any ground. And that's, I think, what Zach does. So I'm gonna bad shield pressure there, but let's see. He starts at about like 23%. Gets comboed, you know, kind of keeps PPU, you know, at bay. Still stuck. Still taking damage. Bad air dodge, but even then PPU is not able to punish given the stage position. But PPU is not able to establish any kind of like stage control here, and SFAT's just going to town every time he finds an opening. Like, once again, stage position. Notice how Zach is keeping, you know, really good control of the center stage and always keeping PPU in the corner. That's a fundamental principle that, you know, applies to all levels of gameplay. And, you know, Zach is just controlling the middle really well, always keeping PPU on platforms or, you know, just on the corner where he can't really do much. Marth needs to be able to dash dance and be able to move around horizontally. And if he's stuck in shield, he's actually a really bad character because he has no out of shield options that are really worth using. As like a, like whereas like Sheik has like near out of shield, Fox has like shine out of shield. Marth doesn't really have anything out of shield that's like low lag. Alright, really good decision here. When PPU had control, Zach immediately ran away to just re-establish neutral game. And so now PPU doesn't have an opening and he has to work for it again. Good job by PPU, but yeah, like even then in the invulnerability, like Zach is able to just put so much pressure on him. Like look at what kind of openings like Zach gets like right away when he has that 3 seconds of invulnerability. And this is one thing I notice PPU struggles with, is getting out of this spot without taking any damage. So he gets grabbed. So now Marth is in the air and Fox is below him, and you know, you may think, oh, Marth got out, but he's still not in a great position. Still stuck in the corner. Alright. Alright. So PPU, like, he's missing his edge guard, so he's not playing the best game he is right now. But that's what happens when you get pressured into this. Alright, this is a really good job by PPU, but I really don't like this sequence here. So he has control, just making Fox stay on the platforms. Still on the platforms. Alright, I really don't like this maneuver. I know that he doesn't get the follow-up here, But why subject yourself to, you know, now you're up here and now the Fox has stage control? Why? I mean, I really question that decision. But I don't know, he somehow makes it out, so I don't know. Alright, that was so close and that could have gone either way. PPU could have gone the grab, so that was a 50-50 that, you know, resulted in a 2-kill swing. Misses another edge guard, and that's one thing I wish PPU would work on. I mean, that's one of his struggles. Like, even though like PPU gets some grabs, like he doesn't really capitalize as hard as Zach, and that's pretty much what it boiled down to. Overall, if you ever want to play PPU, like he's not the best at Yoshi's story. He likes movement and like being able to like maneuver around, and so he's not really good at that stage as most Marths would. I think actually Fox and Falco do well against Marth in that stage. All right. Moving on to the next match. All right, so this is a good question. Mango versus Mewtwo King. Which unfortunately just froze on me right now.
One Falco. Yeah. The mark for those stages, like FD and Pokemon Stadium, as we've seen.
Ooh, Music King trying to get a dynasty in there, but amazing combo DI. Just getting out of all of those follow-ups.
Actually, I know a few Sheiks do like using But actually, I know.
All right. So the one thing about playing like watching Mango like is that so like this is like one thing that bugs me about when people talk about Mango, and I think the documentary kind of skews the perception of Mango. Like they think he's a natural, but like Mango has so much knowledge of the game that it's like ridiculous. Like he knows how hitboxes interact, he knows timing windows, he knows like what clanks and what works. He's probably one of the best anti-combo DI like players that know how to anti-combo DI. So like for example, if you watch him play Armada, like Armada misses a lot of combos that I've seen him like nail like 100 times. And granted, like people could say, "Oh, Armada's not playing that well," but like the fact of the matter is that Mango does like micro SDIs, and he maneuvers on platforms and lands on platforms in a way that he like recovers differently out of combos, and like it like makes people miss. Like the amount of like little things that Mango knows, it's like it's just astonishing. So I'll try to pinpoint them out, but generally like Mango is really good at knowing when he's good and when he's not, and I think it just comes down to like he's experimented so much with like being aggressive and playing so in your face that he knows like the footsies game, the jab game, and like when to use aerials at like such close distances that no one can really replicate because no one really experiments as much as Mango. So I want to just start with that kind of preface. Alright. I'm pretty sure Mango would agree with me. He knows a lot about this game. It's like crazy.
Stadium, as we've seen.
Ooh, Music King trying to get a
Saves the mark for those stages, like FD and Pokemon Stadium, as we've seen.
Alright. So starting with this recovery, I want to just pinpoint everything that Mango does to not get gimped.
FD and Pokemon.
Alright. So one of the easiest options that Mewtwo King can do is to do a back air, and it covers all this space here. So if Mango were to you know, kind of just drop down here, Mewtwo King would have that covered. So instead, Mango pulls back here and goes up here, and that's choice one that he makes in this recovery to not get killed by Mewtwo King.
stadium.
So, had he gone here low, Mutaking could have back aired and killed him, and it would have been sad times for the kid. Now, what else does Mango do in this recovery? He I mean, even though Mutaking is able to react here, notice how the maximum hit that Mutaking can get is one that doesn't get him off stage again. So either A, he's gonna land low to the platform so he can get out of lag right away, or he might get hit by an up air, but at the very least, he's not upstage. So because he's in hit stun, he's gonna have to land on the platform, and that gives Mutaking another way to follow up. So either Mutaking can fair or dare, and one little thing you need to know is knowing when to DI in and when to DI out. So looking at the percent here, Mango's at 48%. So he needs to DI away because that's not going to kill him at 48%. A fair is not going to kill him. So the smart decision here is to always DI away in this spacing to get him off that platform and to make it as difficult as possible for Mutaking not to follow up and add more damage. So look at how Mango DI'd away and he's able to escape. Most other Foxes and lower tier players would have died in one of those 3 instances. And so, like, Mango takes 59%, but at least he doesn't die. Like, he doesn't land off stage. And even look at the stage position here. Mango's now in the center stage, and Mutaking is stuck here. So Mango turned a punish from Mutaking into a situation where he did take like 50 damage, but now like look at like his stage position. Like he set himself up that now he can reestablish his ground game laser pressure and go in on Mutaking.
Ooh, Mutaking trying to get a.
But he scrubs out here.
Amazing combo BI. Just getting out of all of those follow-ups.
You know what? Actually, I know these sheets do like using
Alright, love this hitbox here. This just comes from just a lot of knowledge of the game, that if Mutaking decides to trade here with the fair, he's dead. He's gonna die, and Mango, being Mango, is probably gonna tech the wall or land on the stage. So knowing that, like, this forces Mutaking to recover much lower than normal and limit his options. So this is why, like, these are what I call pseudo-safe checkmate positions, because if Mutaking challenges him here, he's gonna die. And so that's why Mango can get these aerials that seem really risky, but yet he doesn't get hit because he knows of how these situations will play out.
It's too much using against Falco because without an up tilt and being aware of it, it's hard place for Falco to cover. Ooh.
Okay, Mango kind of scrubs up on shield pressure.
Because it's too much using
Alright, I really like this weight, and if you ever want to like maximize your punish on shield pressure, just like watch how patient Mango is in this situation. He baits, he throws out a hitbox here, just to kind of keep Mutaking. What that first shine does is it checks if Mutaking doesn't tech. So if Mutaking doesn't tech here, he gets hit by the shine. So Mutaking is forced to get up here. So much stun. Mutaking is still in a combo punish state. Alright, I want to pinpoint something here. Alright, many Foxes and many newer Falcos will overextend here and die. So one thing you have to know in following a combo is, A, do you go for a direct hit, and you go for the direct hit if you're absolutely sure that they can't do anything out of it, or if they can do something, like you want to keep the position underneath. And so Mango wisely decides not to confront Mutaking here. Instead, kind of tries to just follow Mutaking, because Mutaking's going to have to land, and Mango has it covered. And so, if you watch, he gets another mini punish here because he waits, because he knows that Mutaking can't do anything here. throws out the bad back air. Mango gets a grab.
It's hard place for Tafo to cover.
Ooh, Mango goes
Alright, bad tech skill. Shake my head.
his follow-up afterwards. And going for a nice bait.
Alright. So, probably the worst position for Falco to be in at all. Sheik's at tilt range covers really well. Not only that, Sheik's fair covers really well. Whereas Falco can't back air here. His hitboxes in the space are really bad. So if you're a Sheik player and you're ever in this position, you win. And so he gets caught here. Even if you try to jump, like, you're in a really tough spot. And Mutaking capitalizes.
With his follow-up afterwards. And what a rough fair by Mutaking.
Gorgeous lower angle. F2. And Mango evens it up.
All right. Crowd's getting hyped. Good laces by Mango. Good pressure as well. Good laces.
Alright. So, what I like about really Mango's pressure is that he doesn't give Mutaking any like timing windows to really get out too safely. The one thing about Mango is that his shield pressure timing is that, you know, sometimes your nair out of shield will come out, and sometimes you'll get straight up beat. And because he mixes it up so much, it's hard to have reaction windows where a certain type of anti-shield pressure will beat Mango. And that's what makes the shield pressure so effective, is that he mixes it up so much that you can't really do the same thing twice. Like, if you shield too much, your shield's going to break. If you try to roll, like, Mango will cover the roll sometimes. So it makes you kind of second guess everything that you're doing. Like, whether you want to nair out a shield, whether you want to roll, whether you want to wave dash out. Like, Mango will hard punish these once in a while, just enough to make you question whether or not it's safe.
By Mango. Good pressure as well. Oh, look at that shield. It's getting ever smaller. Laces by Mango.
So Mutaking, you know, escapes with a really good wave dash out of shield. And rather than Mango confronting here, like, he's not going to win this position. Mutaking has advantage here. Rather than try to confront, watch what Mango does instead. Like, he just kind of just like runs away, and that's something you have to do. And that's like kind of where your pride and ego come in. Like, with a lot of Falcos, they're like, oh, okay, like, I'm gonna get the Sheik anyway. Like, the Sheik's a scrub, and I'm just gonna run in, and that's what will get you grabbed and killed. Like, Mutaking respects Mango enough that like he ends up running away, so that Mutaking doesn't have a situation where he can like kind of start a combo.
Oh, look at that shield. It's getting ever smaller. Oh, good by Mutaking. Immediately nairs.
Fades away so that Mango can't.
Alright, the nair out of shields.
Yes. Woo. Oh, look at that shield. It's getting ever smaller. Oh, good by Mutaking. Immediately nairs.
Fades away so that Mango can't.
So that's a good series of neutral airs by Mutaking. And like, Mango's gonna be taking notes on that. Like, he's gonna mix up his shield pressure because his double shine pressure gets beat by block into nair. So if you're a Sheik and you play against Westfall's pressure, the best timing window for that is to nair after the second shine. So Mango's gonna mix up that shield pressure, and he's probably gonna keep that in his head. Like, Mutaking is nairing, he's just waiting and waiting. So what he might do in the future, I haven't seen the match, so I'm going to just try to predict it. Mango's probably going to do like nair shine delayed back air, or nair shine run away, to try to force that nair out of shield to trick Mutaking into committing to it.
Really.
Alright.
Fades away so that Mango can't really continue that pressure.
I don't like that back air. Very vulnerable, and it doesn't really cover. Mutaking wisely dash attacks and kills him for it. Or doesn't, because he's a buster.
On the chase. Oh, good job by Mutaking, but he was a little too slow there.
Yep, and Mango with a shine out of shield. Start his own offense.
Alright, bad attacking from Mango. But yeah.
Good pressure.
Okay, I want to pinpoint something out here, and this is how Mango's pressure is kind of mixing it up. So notice how Mango, instead of directly attacking like this, like, he's kind of dash dancing and mixing up his timings. And the reason why that's so good is that it makes your opponent antsy, because Mango's conditioned Mutaking to shield, and if he doesn't attack his shield right away, what ends up happening is Mutaking is holding shield for longer stretches of time, and it's decreasing the size of his shield even before he starts his first aerial.
Good pressure. All right, crouch cancel. Mango just like missing the follow-ups, but still following up. Two stock C.
Alright, this is just a good knowledge of hitboxes.
All right, crouch cancel.
Alright, in this position, back air, like, even if Mutaking traded with the fair, that back air has so much priority that it's probably going to beat. So if Mango's here and Mutaking is here, that back air is essentially a checkmate. Even if Mutaking manages to trade, he's still gonna die. Because Mango's at 6% and Mutaking's at 108. Off stage uses double jump, so that's like kind of the rationale I see in why like Mango can go outside. He knows the context really well, and that's why he gets the openings he does that no one else doesn't, because he realizes the game state better than most people outside of the top 5, definitely. Does the Mango approve of this?
Mango just like missing the follow-ups, but still following up. 2 stocks each. First game.
And this nice wave dash out of the shield from Mutaking, getting out of the dodge. So when Mango starts shield pressuring, and Mango is that aggressive jump.
Oh, almost a dumpster. Almost.
Not quite though.
Wow.
Third drive.
Alright.
Mr. Clean, help us out.
Oh, Mutaking messing up that edge guard, it seems. And good.
Alright. Mutaking had control and just dominated.
Mutaking reminiscent of Evo 2013 against Dark Bottom. Dueling champ.
Alright. So this is actually a really tough position for Sheik. And like even near out of shield as percentage is really ass. And it's compounded by the fact that because you're at low percentage, that if you get crouch cancel giant, you're screwed. So I really think this Nair is really questionable given the percentages, and it's high risk also because Sheik will get crouch canceled here into shine, and at low percentages you're eating a lot of percent. Unfortunately, Mutaking SDIs it well.
Catch the shield, catch your double shine, then disengage it, straight. Catch the shield, catch your double shine, then disengage it. Dueling chance with the crowd.
So, in this shield pressure, Mango does double shine, and he knows that Mutaking loves the Nair, so watch him just run away. Really smart. So it prevents the damaging Nair to come out.
Catch the shield, catch your double shine, then disengage it, spacing on both these guys. Oh, to keep extremely safe. Woo.
That's really good stuff by Mutaking right there. Meets Mango with a quick, he gets a grab.
Alright.
Starting the tech chase.
And Mango, opportunity to get something started. Neutral game, he's in.
And the dirty thing with that Mutaking get there, what are you going to do onto the ground? Just as these Mango's approaching, the rest of his out cancel timing.
Sneaky, what a ninja.
So
The bait. Good job, forcing him to...
the thing about a lot of high-level play is that once the punish game comes out, a lot of it, once one character establishes control in one person's corner like this, a lot of the damage just plays itself because they're so good at maximizing their punish. So if we were to go back a little bit, wow, this lasts really long.
What are you going to do? You get something started? Neutral game, he's in.
And the dirty thing with that Mutaking get there, what are you going to do onto the ground?
Neutral game, another one.
Starting the tech chase.
So Mutaking misses, and that pretty much just costs him the set. So Mutaking from here gets caught, laser stunned, and I'm not sure what Mutaking's trying to do. I think he may try to wave dash back, but look at him get caught here, and this essentially sealed the game. Look at, so even here, Mango's on stage, Mutaking's cornered. Even though he doesn't combo, he makes sure that he controls the stage.
Sneaky, what a ninja.
Still combos, still pressures, more damage. Look at how he stays in the center.
Nice by Mutaking.
Still in the center. Still in the center.
Yeah, the tournament winner.
Still has Mew2King off stage, and he's still in the center.
Whew, solid one. All because when he was at the edge, he messed up his ledge. That did not happen. Who knows? It could have been an either way situation. Challenge to Kevin. Yep, hashtag either way. No answer. This was the best. Oh, the king is here.
Alright.
And this is why he's king. This is why.
So, Mew2King, if you get a grab, this is going to happen. You can pretty much just reset your stock.
The deaths are pretty disgusting. But possibly the best mark here.
I want to pinpoint something about Mango's lasers, actually.
Nice. Catches Mango. Do.
I would say so, without a doubt.
Nice. Catches Mango not DIing.
Mew2King messed up there.
But not enough. Mew2King comes back. Ooh, tries to see if he can catch his landing with a laser. Okay. Ooh, a full jump there. What are you, Fox? And Mango with the recovery.
Air dodge, that was a spectacular option for Mango. But spectacular spacing for Mew2King on the recovery.
Ooh, again, Mango getting stuck in his shine. He needs to be careful. If he's getting stuck in his shine too much, he'll give Mew2King opportunities. Too many opportunities.
So, I can't find like the appropriate lasers for it. So let me go back a bit.
For Mew2King on the recovery.
Ooh, again, Mango.
I actually really like this. He somehow recovers, but even then, like, look at the kind of the micro spacing. So Mango always tries to just stay out of in such a range that when he lands, like Mew2King has to second guess himself whether or not that's a grab. So that's like one thing that's like really good. So even if Mango lasers, he always tries to make sure that there's a gap here. And so this like helps him prevent getting grabbed. So if he ever lasers, like he always has this gap here. Even though, I mean, it's really hard to beat Mew2King in this map because you have to play so well because of his punishment game. But like, just like look for that. Notice that little micro spacing that Mango tries to emphasize whenever he approaches. Either he's gonna go deep and force Mew2King and shield stun, or he's gonna create this little bubble gap so he never gets so that he makes it as difficult as possible for Mew2King to get that grab.
Getting stuck in the shine. He needs to be careful. If he's getting stuck in the shine too much, he'll give Mew2King opportunities. Too many.
Good decision by Mew2King realizing that he's spacing like that and doing the up tilt.
Yes. He's on top of him right now. Oh, he wave dashes back and again gets stuck in the shine. Nice back there.
Okay, so two little things. So Mango's not always the most reckless guy. Like everyone thinks he is, but like part of the reason why I think Mango wins this is because of like how well he mixed up timing. So he goes in, baits, runs back, and then runs back forward after he sees that. Now a lot of people think that Mango is reckless, a reckless mofo, and he just like goes in directly. But he does it enough to keep his opponent honest, to the point where Mew2King thinks like I have to throw out this up tilt or else I'm gonna have to shield. So he does it once here. Even just this throws off Mew2King. So I'm gonna just pinpoint it out. Like he runs in, Mew2King shields this time. He runs back and then sees that Mew2King will release his shield. So like these little variances in timing is what Mango's shield pressure really good. And I think that's what most people don't realize. They think that he just goes in all the time, but in reality, like he mixes up timings really well. That it's really hard to play defense against him because if you're throwing out tilts, like preemptively, he's gonna punish you. Whereas if you shield too much, like and he goes in directly, like your shield's gonna get eaten alive. And so it's really difficult to play against Mango. Like I get 3 stocked like every game, and like whereas like most other Foxes and Falcos, like I can establish some sort of defensive game because they're not as good as mixing timings. Like they usually jump in at a certain time. They'll always do shine at this time. They'll always do nair at this time. Like, but like these are little things that like you need to notice about Mango's game.
Nice back there. Is Mew2King gone? Or is he living? He's gone. You, sir, are correct. Oh my gosh!
That hurts.
I mean, if it worked on Mango.
This is trouble.
Alright, so yeah.
It's not where you want to be.
Everything is really good.
Nice. Sends him off. Has a double top. Goes high. Sure does. Woo. Well, he grabs him immediately. Doesn't even let him get the second laser out. Oh,
So yeah.
this is the end.
Definitely went a bit too low there.
Good job by Music King. Great. Straight for the edge. Nice beat. I'm actually trying to make a Mango come forward.
Alright, anyway, so I'm pretty much I want to just, let's see. Whoops. I'm actually curious about your statistics, Mango. So I haven't finished this yet, but your Mango's record on FD is actually pretty pitiful. I haven't done these yet, but like since 2012, he's like 12-3, or 3-12, or like. So, yeah, I'm actually kind of curious about something. Yeah, okay. Alright, anyway. Yeah, Mango sucks. I'm just kidding. Alright. Anyway, going to the last match. Actually, do you guys have any questions before I start the last match? Yeah, I'm just kidding. Mango's amazing. So last match, Mango Armada. What I've learned from this match is that Mango's decision trees are really amazing. So what I mean by that is let's see. Like, hello, Microsoft Office. All right. So what do I mean is that if this red blob is Mango, or like a normal player, and this pink thing is Peach, like the one thing that like a normal fox, like his decision trees are made at wider distances. So like he's like gonna be like, the fox player will probably make his decisions at certain distances that are really wide that Armada is able to counter because he's really fast and reactive. But like the thing about Mango and why like he's so good at the Peach matchup is that his decision trees and like the way he interacts and counters and reacts to things like comes at a much closer distance, that Armada's forced into tough mix-up decisions or bad situations where he has to guess, or he just eats things because he can't react in time. So that's like one thing I really noticed about Mango's fox compared to like other foxes. Like if this like the normal a normal fox would be at like this distance, and if he's like if they're fighting the peach like this far away, Armada can react and punish. And so I think that's one of the key differences that I noticed on why Mango's fox can work and why even like VT King's fox like kind of falters. So TLDR, Mango fights at closer distances that Armada is not comfortable with, and like other foxes, they fight at distances that are wide enough and long enough that Armada can react and punish. Alright, so one thing that Mango does, and because it's 0-0, and I think Mango really wants game 1 he really wants to win game 1 so he's not forced into the bad counterpick situation. So I kind of laugh and watch like how safe is Mango playing right now. Laser, laser, laser.
I mean, last time I went to game 5, he's able to pull it out, but the David one, he just gave it all away. So he wants to have this one early. I'm playing with this one. He just gave it all away. So
like one thing that's like really interesting is that like in this spot, most foxes are really anxious to move forward. And Armada will capitalize. Like he has like a sea of hitboxes here that if you move forward at all, like you're gonna take a hit and you're probably gonna die because it's Armada. But like watch how like Mango just kind of just holds his ground here and doesn't move forward until he sees that he's safe and can go to the other side. So he's stuck here. But watch how Mango doesn't like really like commit to anything. He sees, so he waits, and then waits for Armada to overcommit because Armada's anticipating Mango going in, and then he runs in and gets the hit. So the one thing I don't personally understand is how Mango's able to dictate like his spacing here. So that's something like I don't quite understand. Like I think like he has a pivot point here where you know, he's gonna go here and he could threaten the back here. But I mean, it's a game of chicken. Like Armada can go here and fight for the space. So I would say the contested space where Mango could either back here or Armada can fair is like right here. And neither player really wants to, you know, throw out that move. But Mango is trying to keep her Armada at bay just long enough that her float's gone. But he forces Armada into a game of chicken, and that's why like there's a situational stalemate that happens very frequently here.
It's about 7 o'clock in the West Coast. He wants to go to dinner and celebrate after this. Maybe we should get up the W. And that up smash is how the W might start. First blood to Mango immediately. And sending him to 9 clouds on Cloud 9.
Solid lasers by Mango. Tafo camping. Like this robbing behind him. I hear the creative combo.
Okay, this is kind of interesting. So the thing about lasers is that it can even phase like the most confident player. Like it's like a ticking time bomb when you're like getting laser, and all of a sudden you're taking 10%, you're at 20%. So it makes you kind of like forced to approach. It makes you antsy. Like even though it's just 2%, like that stuff racks up quickly. Like I think this was a really great reaction by Mango. Like he notices that he drops down here and like he knows that Armada stops the momentum here, so he gets a free back air. And if Armada is like wanting to do something else, then like Mango could just simply react and go back up on top platform. So I really like that back air.
I hear the creative combos. Oh man, this guy is running off with a rising double race, looking like Falco, but that ain't Falco. Nice, smash the ice with cabs. Here comes Armada.
Alright. Can I just say that this is really great DI by Mango here? So against most other foxes, the fox would be dead. Peach would up air into another aerial on top platform, and he'd probably die. But Mango like realizes the situation here, and you know lower level Peaches they'll do a nair onto the Fox, so most Foxes will instinctively like DI in, but like knowing Armada, like he's gonna do something really fancy and long-winded. So like the decision here to DI away instead of DI in saves Mango's stock here because Armada is just so good at punishing. So look at how like he gets out with only taking 24 damage, and he's gonna get the platform or the ledge. Never mind. I'm a scrub. I'm sorry. I'm a scrub. Anyway. I don't know what the role was there. I'm guessing misinput.
Try to get some power shield down smash, but Mango avoids it. Power shielding area. What? He does. Try to get some power shield down smash, but Mango avoids it. Power shielding area.
Alright, I'm gonna go back a bit.
He does. Try to get some power shield.
Like, the one thing I really like is this is one thing that you could do as a Fox main is that if you ever land with an aerial, you always want to, I mean, especially against Peaches, they really love to do the down smash, so you want to space or just jump out immediately so you don't eat it. This is where your L cancels become really important. And this is also where the decision to shine or not shine becomes the most important thing, because had Mango shined here on that power shield, he would have taken 40 damage. And I think most Foxes are really tacky in the sense of like, if I aerial or shield, I have to shine. Like in this case, like if you shined here, you would have ate 40% because you would be crotch canceling and like you would be comboed here. So Mango's decision here not to shine was actually really smart. Let me go back like 5 seconds to show you.
Try to get some power shield down smash, but Mango avoids it. Power shielding area. Wow!
A lot of Armada's game also relies on baits, and like really, it's like really smart spacing actually. So like, most Foxes here will think, oh, back air on shield, like I can up smash, but like it's no good here. Armada spacing is also really good here, and Mango doesn't do anything. So, like Armada's back airs are really safe. Yeah, Mango is really good.
Technical skill.
Yeah, really good. And I guess it just kind of shows the limitations of Peach. Like when the Fox has this much of a lead and decides just to camp, like Peach doesn't really have the tools, and Mango's smart enough not to get himself really cornered. Like he can find a way out of getting cornered. Mango's getting a little too crafty here, punishes, and Armada kills him. Alright, I don't really know what to say here. Like, Mango's starting to get a little antsy. Like, you can kind of see those were bad approaches, but he kind of gets away with it because Fox can do that sometimes. So you can kind of see, this is like one of the weaknesses of Mango is that he gets a little antsy. That's the first questionable approach. Second, this was a really questionable approach that didn't get punished, and he gets away with it with an up smash. So Mango pressure really good. Actually, let's see. Let's see, where was that pressure? Got a little too fancy. I don't know where it is. Yo, Mango. So that's the end of match 1. I mean, pretty much it boils down to like Mango shows enough aggression to keep Armada honest and shield, and Mango doesn't get caught even when he gets pressured. I think a lot of Foxes will get the first like shield pressure hit and then they get counter hit. And then one important thing that you can highlight is that Mango is not antsy at the corner. Like he's willing to just stay at his position and not run forward and run into Armada, because I think that's what Armada capitalizes on. And because Mango was able to just kind of just wait there and stand and hold his ground and wait for Armada to overextend, he's able to control punishes. Mango, just real quick, I mean, how much more do you want me to do about this? I'm kind of worried. Am I giving away some secrets, or do you want me to keep going? All right.
Oh no.
So, I think on the inside, Mango secretly loves Fountain of Dreams. I think everybody thinks Mango sucks at Fountain of Dreams, but like if I just look at statistics right now, like look at this. Like Mango loves Fountain of Dreams. Anyway, enough with that. Poor Stitch Face.
Oh no. Immediately when the Stitch Face butt Mango text in, avoiding that. Armada's definitely talking about, yeah, you know, it's definitely great if I get damage with it. However, sometimes it just forces someone to react, and that time he forces from Mango roughly towards him.
Alright.
It forces him off. Wow. I don't think
So, it's really good.
Armada recognizes this just straight down into the glass. He's trying to get back into the fray. I was listening to the flash of what we call Muffin song complete.
Just good pressure and like
Muffin song complete. I was listening to the flash.
so I just want to just show like how does like how do the openings work? Like I think this is a really common scenario in all games, like in a sense of like you have all this space in between, like so how do you close the gap and like get your hit? And so so now we're closer and like the gap is closed, so like what do we do from here? Like I just want to just like kind of go back because that was like an interesting sequence. So Armada shows his hand here, and so the straight up spacing here is that Mango's not going to be able to get a direct punish, but once Armada lands, like he's going to have to make a decision here. Really bad turn up here, and so like Peach is in lag. Fox is kind of in lag, but Fox is going to get out first. So, like, how's the Peach going to run away? And this is going to be a mix-up situation where if Mango reads it correctly, he's getting free damage. And if Armada gets it correctly, he just gets out. So this is like kind of like what Mango tries to do. He tries to create situations, or like rock, paper, scissors situations, where if he wins, he gets an opening, and if he loses, like, he's not going to take anything. So he gets his opening here. Like, even then, like, he doesn't follow up because he messed up tech skill, but notice how he keeps Armada on the platform in shield. Like, now Armada's in the air, and he presses his advantage here.
Still lives on.
Like,
you see a lot of those different air dodges from
So Armada gets out, but like Armada's always constantly like cornered here. Like it's kind of ridiculous, like how much like Mango's been capitalizing in this whole set when like Armada's forced in shield or he stopped moving, like or like just in general. But Armada, like, you know, still really good combo by Armada.
And this guy just throwing and throwing and I've seen his face to play.
Wow, so quick with those shots. Oh, Marta smacking him on stage. Mango with the self-destruct.
13%.
What Armada needs. Trying to get a loop.
Don't give anyone a second option, especially at any of the big bars.
Alright, just good pressure. But Mango scrubs it because he gets too full himself.
Way passes out of shield. Stop that.
Alright. Mango, at this point I'm like, as soon as Mango does this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, please don't throw the match. Please don't throw the match. Like, that's what I just kept thinking, like, the whole time as soon as he did that. It's like, he's feeling himself too hard. Let's hope that Armada doesn't find, like, 2 openings and kill him.
Way passes out of shield.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna, yeah. This is kind of depressing to watch. Alright, felt himself too much. Yeah, I don't know why you did that, and you die.
He'll do it again. He never stops. Why not inside chasing again? Expecting Mango to go. Oh, and here's another opportunity.
So I actually want to just pinpoint something out. This is a really good read by Armada. Alright. So in this situation, Armada, you know, throws a hitbox here, and Mango could on one hand hold shield here. That's one option. He could roll, but Mango knows, I mean, those aren't really the best options. Armada's good enough to cover it, so Mango's probably thinking, well, like, I'm just gonna jump. But like, this is a beautiful sequence by Armada. Like, he straight up reads the jump by Mango and like wins the match because of it.
Another opportunity. Wow, Armada! One hit and a trick. He takes it. 1-1. Here's the grand finals.
Like,
good job by Armada. Tying set.
That was actually a really good read. What is Mango thinking right now? What was I mean, I wonder what you're thinking. All right.
These things do happen. Mango definitely is one of the best crowd pleaser. He wants a crowd behind him.
Like, one thing that you could do to just like improve your gameplay, it's kind of lagging, is that like thinking of like, is like working on like your reactions and your tech skill to the point where like if there's anything laggy that you could punish it on reaction. So even this like down smash here, like as a Fox main, if you as like a Fox main, Sheik main, whatever, you should be able to wave dash out of shield and punish this on block. Like, these are like the little things that will get you guarantees. And the result, if you have the more guarantees you have, the more better your neutral game is going to be, and the better you will be at closing out games, because you have a wider tool of options to get that final kill you need, because you have a lot more guarantees to work with.
Mango definitely is one of the best known as a crowd pleaser. He wants a crowd behind him. Of course, that gives him energy. It's a crowd pleaser.
So one thing that Armada is really good at is he's really good at, you know, just covering just so much space and threatening with a bunch of aerials. So just watch this little sequence by Armada, like how much space he covers and how much he threatens with the aerials. Like, it's so scary to play against Armada in the neutral. I want to just pinpoint something else that's like really amazing. Like, what the hell? Like, how does he get this back here? So, obviously, there's something a bit laggy. Armada probably thinks he's safe, but Mango throws out a hitbox here, which calls out essentially Armada's jump. And like, I would never expect to get hit as a Peach player in this spot at all. Like, but I don't know how it works. You can already see glimpses of like Mango being a little bit careless here. So like you're gonna see him run into a couple of aerials, and like these are just things that Mango knows better. But he redeems himself here because just like look at how amazing this punish is. Like Armada back airs and like his trajectory is here. It's like really like a terrible position to be in, and like the one thing that's like really important about Smash is being able to read movement, and this is like the maximum punish you can get. Like this up smash is really beautiful.
And still, Mango recognizing that he's in the air. It's like, I'm just gonna send it to the sky. Since he's rolling in the sky, hits him with the up smash, getting the first stop. Look how it's doing. Great that time. And again, mid-max, remember, Armada's too far away to actually try to attack. Time to come for second run up. Set up a good double jabs. Gets the down there. Or jab dares. Another there. You can see, I got. Whoa, okay. Down smash. Thanks to it. Come back.
What's crazy is like just how much like Armada is able to capitalize off of nothing. Like so that whole like sequence just started off a jab. So he double jabs. So that's the one like adjustment Armada makes in game 3 is that he's throwing out more jabs to like prevent Mango from like just running in and grabbing, and just kind of protect his space. And it's a lot faster than down smash, and it kind of beats out jumping in front of Armada. So that jab decision and that jab adaptation by Armada is actually really smart. But like look at like just off a jab, like look at how like amazing like Armada just punishes off of it, which eventually leads to a kill here.
Nice there by Armada. Quick stock, see 59% currently on Armada. A minute and wow, 15 seconds on the clock.
All right, I think Mango got bailed out by up smash here. Like this is another like really bad neutral air, but he gets bailed out by like a desperation up smash. I think it's like I view it as like a short Yukin.
What are you doing up there? What are you standing up there?
Once again, look at the Armada jabs. Like, I think those are just really smart. And look at what he gets off the jab. Like, he does so much. But Mango, like, gets out of the platform, but still takes damage. And I just want to just pinpoint that out, like all just from this jab 20 seconds earlier. Look at how much like Armada gets. Like Mango does his best to try to get out of this situation, but he does not have control of the stock for like a good 30 seconds. Well, there a little bit.
There we go, Bob. And 2 stocks each.